Okay, student, Fueka will greet you for this morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, nice to meet you again on the second meeting of the listening for proficiency test. Yeah, for the for the fifth semester. For the fifth semester students. On the second meeting here, you are going to learn about TOEFL. Yeah, in learning about the TOEFL, for the first time, Eka will give you such kind of tips and also trick how to practice listening with the TOEFL. And then secondly, you are going to practice by yourself. As usual, you are going to practice by using Siakat in Unisula. I will upload the practice there, yeah, and also you are going to listen and practice after my explanation. On this term, yeah, on this lesson, Eka will deliver 3 problems in listening for the TOEFL of Part A. Still on Part A, because in the listening section for the TOEFL, we have 3 parts. Part A, Part B, and Part C. Okay, we are going to start from Part A. We are going to take a look on my explanation. Okay, we are going to learn and practice, yeah, for the listening for proficiency test meeting 2. Yeah, we learn about TOEFL in part A. Okay, take a look now. What are we going to learn about the tips and the trick for right now? Take a look on the tips and the tricks on the listening of part A from the TOEFL. Here, you can take a look. Yeah. The first time you have to focus on the second person. This is the first trick, because this is a short conversation between 2 people, the first person and the second person on part A listening for the TOEFL. So the listeners here should focus on the second person's saying. And then the second tips, the second trick, don't be panic on the listening. So just catch the idea of the conversation. Don't try to catch the statement or the words on the conversation, but catch the idea of the conversation. On part A listening of the TOEFL, we have 10 problems. There are 10 problems here, yeah, in the listening part A. And then the fourth trick here, the similar sound is not the correct answer. This is about the tips, yeah, for the fourth. But sometimes when the words is similar with the answers, with the multiple choices, but this means that this is not the correct answer. This is not the true answer. Yeah, so don't be trapped into the similar sound. Okay, there are 4 tricks and tips that you have to know before, yeah, before starting our listening practice for the TOEFL Part A. Yeah, you have to know the 4 of them. Yeah, don't be panic here for the second. Just relax, because the listening section on the first meeting, I told you that listening should be relaxed. Yeah, while you are listening, so you must relax. Okay, that's one. After learning about the tricks and the tips, we are going to continue for the next slide. Okay, this one. On the listening section part A, you need to pay attention also on the functional expression. The functional expression here includes agreement, uncertainty, suggestion, and then surprise, idiomatic, expression, and then the last, the condition while the conversation is doing. Yeah. So you have to pay attention on the 7 items here when you are going to listen, especially for the TOEFL listening. Okay, you have to know. Yeah, we have idiomatic here and also expression. When we talk about idiom, idiom here can be a single word, can be phrase. Okay, this is idiom. And then for about expression here, the expression is a method that the speaker uses to convey their message in a manner that will be understood by the receiver. This is the meaning of expression. But the idiom here, the meaning not directly linked to the individual words. But in short, the idiomatic, you can take the idioms literally. Yeah, this is the meaning of idiomatic. So idiomatic and expression, both of them are different. Okay, that's one. So you have to pay attention on the 7 items here before starting for listening. And then next, we come to the 10 problems in part A listening. Yeah, Eka will give you the elaboration completely about the 10 problems in part A, and then at last, you are going to practice. The practice here started from the 3 problems for today's meeting. Not all problems, because next week will be the continuing problems. We are going to start for the 3 problems for this day. Okay, but we will deliver the whole first. So you have to know at the front. You have to know at the beginning before you start listening. Okay, we come to the first problem. The first problem is meaning questions. In the meaning questions here, the conversation, for a short conversation in listening part A, the author or the speaker mostly asks you by using this kind of questions. So you have to know the choices. You have to read the choices on the listening task. Listen for the TOEFL listening task. You will find the 2 questions here based on the meaning questions. So you will listen the question for both. Sometimes the author asks you by saying, what does the man mean? And then sometimes also, what does the woman mean? Okay. And then for the second problems, that is about implication questions. Okay. While you are listening, you will listen. You will listen after the ending of the conversation. The speaker on the task will ask you by asking, what does the man imply? What does the woman imply? This is the implication questions. And then the third problem. The third problem is about reference question. On the reference question, here, there are 2 questions where the speaker asks you, after the last or the ending of the conversation. The speaker will ask you by saying, what does the woman say about someone? Okay, what does the man or the woman say about something? Can be someone or something. Yeah, this is the three problems. When we talk about the meaning, yeah, when we talk about the meaning, this one, it means here the speaker asks you about the idea of the second person. Ya, what does it mean? Ya, jadi pertanyaannya adalah maksud, ya, maksud yang sama dengan si penutur, dengan speaker, maksudnya apa? Okay, especially you need to focus on the second person. Okay, look back again to the tips and the trick. Remind again the tips and the trick. The first tip is focus on the second person. Okay, and then catch the idea. That's what this is about, the tips. Yeah, so you have to look back again. You have to remember about this. And then on the implication now. On the implication, this one, yeah, it means here untuk mengetahui maksud tersirat. Tersirat, it's mean, ya, bukan tersurat, ya, jadi tersirat. Yeah, this one, this is the implication. So the implication means unstated. Ya, jadi tidak ada unspoken. Ya, sometimes the speaker or the second person didn't tell you something, but you have to catch the idea, yeah, from the second person by using implication. So this is tersirat, unspoken, yeah, jadi unstated, yeah, in reading unstated. This one. And then on the reference here, yeah, on the reference, you are going to know about the statement which has similar meaning with the speaker. Ya, jadi punya maksud yang sama, yang semakna, yang semakna dengan yang dibicarakan oleh the second person. So what does the woman say about someone, or what does the man or the woman say about something? Jadi maksud yang sama apa, begitu. Okay, and then we come to the four problems. The four problems here discusses about action questions. The action question will deliver, the speaker will deliver the questions like this. Yeah, so almost like this. Not all of them, but just an example. Just an example. Yeah, so we have so many resources about the TOEFL. Yeah, so you are going to check. Yeah, we have so many. So we can just provide you an example here about the question in action question. The action question here asking, the speaker will ask you about what are these people probably going to do. So what is the people going to do next? What is the man probably going to do? Okay, the man or the woman. Okay, jadi yang mau dilakukan apa? This is the action. So after the conversation, yeah, after the conversation, so what is the point from the second person? What is he going to do? What is he probably going to do? Okay, that's what. This is about the question. And then the fifth problems. Problem yang kelima, yeah, suggestion question. So it needs to suggest someone. Of course, I believe that you are familiar, yeah, with the word suggest or advise, yeah. So the speaker here, the author, will ask you by saying, what does the woman suggest they do after the conversation? And then what does the man suggest the woman or the man do? Okay, so the man and the woman can be, can be removed for the place. We can remove the place in a different places. Can be the man, can be the woman, and this one can be the woman and the man. Okay, vice versa, yeah. Okay, then the sixth problem. On the sixth problem here, we talk about assumption questions. Assumption. On the assumption questions here, yeah, there are two questions that are familiar on the TOEFL pass, on the listening for proficiency, especially for the TOEFL. The speaker will ask you by saying, what had the man assumed about someone? What had the woman assumed about someone? Okay, this one. This is menyimpulkan, asumsi. Ya, jadi asumsi itu adalah perkiraan awal. Jadi when someone try to think at first, yeah, but sometimes, yeah, asumsi awal, yeah, the beginning of the assumption will be different with the final assumption. Okay, jadi asumsi awal itu akan berbeda dengan will be different with the results. Okay, jadi mayoritas asumsinya itu di awal sama di akhir bisa beda, gitu ya. This is assumption. So the answer here will be different with the first assumption. Okay, this is the two questions on the assumption question. And then we talk the second problem, inferential question. What is inferent? Inferent here, this is to summarize, menyimpulkan. So you have to catch the idea after you try to know the whole of the conversation. So what can be inferred about the man? So you have to know about the synonym, ya. Jadi Anda harus memperhatikan the topic. You have to pay attention on the topic, yeah, and then also the words that the speaker use here, yeah. So in inferring, yeah, you can take the answer by synonym, yeah, or sometimes just the idea which is similar with the speaker. So what can be inferred about the man and what can be inferred about the woman? Okay, this is menyimpulkan, ya, menyimpulkan dengan tepat. This is inferent. Sorry. Okay, still about the egg, yeah, the egg problems about the subject questions. On the subject questions here, there are two kinds of questions that can be delivered by the speaker here on the test. What are these people talking about? Or what are the speakers discussing? So we are going to talk about the topic again, the topic of the conversation. Jadi menangkap tema, ya. Jadi tema, hal, pokok. Okay, this one. This is the topic of the conversation. Okay, this is about the subject. Okay, so you have to catch about the main idea, yeah, the main idea of the conversation, and then yeah, the point of view, yeah, of the conversation. That's a subject. And then the main problem. The main problem is about problems itself, the problems questions. Okay, the speaker will deliver the question by saying, what is the man's problem? Good. Okay, so the conversation is still discussing about someone else's problem, about the speaker's problem. So you are going to know about the idea of the problems and also the problems of someone that they are discussing in the conversation. Okay, and then the last problem is about location question. The location question mostly discussing about where, yeah, where is the conversation taking place and where does the conversation happen and what does the conversation take place. Okay, that's one. This is about the location, and then the multiple choices will be different places that you have to choose based or refer to the conversation. Okay, this is the 10 problems, yeah, that are usually or commonly listened, yeah, or commonly happened, yeah, on the listening test of the TOEFL. There are 10 problems here. Okay, next. Yeah. Now, Eka will give you an example about the three problems on this meeting. Yeah, we are going to practice by meaning question. You are going to know the example of the meaning question. I will give you the example for two questions and also two conversation, and then you are going to choose, yeah, the best answer for the four multiple choices, for the four choices here, and which one is the best. Okay, this is the questions from the speaker. This is the questions after the final conversation. After the conversation is after the conversation has finished, you are going to listen about this question. So I put the questions here at first as a practice. But yeah, but on the test we haven't got this. Yeah, kalau di tesnya nggak ada, because I just give you an example here, because this is a kind of practice and then you are still learning, you are still studying. So we can put the questions at first, yeah, as the meaning question, and then implication, and then the last reference question. Three problems for today, and then give you an example for two examples for each. Okay, take a look on this multiple choices for the meaning question. Yeah, this is A, B, C, and D. Firstly, you have to look at the meaning for each choices before you start listening. Yeah, before you start for the test. Of course, you have to clearly understand about the choices. You have to read one by one. Yeah, of course, reading. Yeah, you have to catch the idea for each choice here. Yeah, he doesn't mind the traffic. He takes the bus to work. He has to stand on the bus if he takes the bus to work, and he wants to ride to work with the woman. So you have to understand one by one. And after that, yeah, you are going to listen for the audio. Okay, take a look on this, and Bu Eka will play the audio twice. Listen directly and then choose the best answer. Yeah, based on the four choices here, refer to the audio here. Listen carefully and do.
If I were you, I'd take the bus to work. Driving in that rush hour traffic is terrible.
But by the time the bus gets to my stop, there aren't any seats left.
What does the man mean?
If I were you, I'd take the bus to work. Driving in that rush hour traffic is terrible.
But by the time the bus gets to my stop, there aren't any seats left.
What does the man mean?
Okay, we come to the second questions, still about meaning question. Yeah, so you have to take a look, the same as the first, the same as the previous. Yeah, there are four choices here, and you need to understand first one by one for each choice. For A, C is flattered. What is flattered? She is not interested. She is not busy. She will support the man nomination. You have to understand this before starting to listen to the audio. And then the speaker on the audio, after the final conversation, after the conversation has finished, you are going to listen about this. Okay, but in the task item, yeah, you are not going to see this, yeah, but you just read the choices without any helps for the questions. Okay, you just listen for yourself. Okay, But this is the practice where I'll help you, yeah, just to give you an example about the meaning question. The second meaning question asks you, what does the woman mean? Okay, take a look on this, and then Eka will play the audio twice, the same as the previous audio. Listen carefully. Now,
If I nominate you for president, will you accept the nomination?
I really don't have time.
What does the woman mean?
If I nominate you for president, will you accept the nomination?
I really don't have time.
What does the woman mean?
okay, now we come to implication questions. The third, yeah. On the third questions here, yeah, this is the question that I told you before on the beginning of the problems, yeah. But on this audio, the speaker will ask you by saying, what does the woman imply about her old partner? Okay, you have to listen again on the audio and then tag it, yeah. But the same as the previous, yeah, the same as the previous audio, you have to catch the idea for each choice here, its choices. Okay, you have to understand its choices and then, yeah, choose the best answer related to the audio about the implication question. Okay, this is the example of implication question number 1. With the choices, it was too far from work. It was too far from work. Okay, I believe that all of you can catch the idea easily. And then it was very old. And then the school was far away and the area was not nice. Okay, now listen to the audio twice. But actually on the test, you will listen only once. Yeah, but this is the practice. Mereka give you a chance to listen twice. Okay, listen carefully for the implication question 1.
Where are you living now? I went to see you at your old apartment on University Avenue, and it was empty.
I'm living in the city. It's closer to work.
What does the woman imply about her old apartment?
Where are you living now? I went to see you at your old apartment on University Avenue, and it was empty.
I'm living in the city. It's closer to work.
What does the woman imply about her old apartment?
Okay, next to the second implication question example. Okay, take a look again on the choices and then you will listen. The speaker will ask you like this. Okay, listen and take a look the idea of each choice. Remember, A, she is not interested in the man. B, she does not like lecturers. C, she would go out with the man on another occasion. And then D, she would rather stay at home. Okay, catch the idea for each choices and then listen carefully for the second implication example question. Listen.
Let's go to the dance at the Student Center on Friday.
Sounds great, but I'm going to a lecture. Thanks for asking me, though.
What does the woman imply?
Let's go to the dance at the Student Center on Friday.
Sounds great, but I'm going to a lecture. Thanks for asking me, though.
What does the woman imply?
Okay, next we come to the reference question number 1. The reference questions, yeah, you have to know that you on the reference questions here you have what are you going to do on the reference questions. The reference question you have to catch yang semakna, which has got similar meaning with the idea of the speaker. Yeah, so yang semakna, similar meaning. So one statement's meaning, not only one word's meaning. For one word's meaning will be synonym, that will be different. Yeah, itu pasti beda. For the synonym and also for the what is it? The similar meaning. Okay, for one sentence. Okay, or one statement from the speaker. Okay, now take a look on the choices. Yeah, so you have the cats. Yeah, yang semakna. Okay, yang semakna. Which one is the best answer according to this example? A, she is tired of teaching. And then B, she was dismissed from her job. And then C, she is changing jobs. And then D, the school is too hot. Okay, I believe that all of you still easy to catch the idea and understand about the meaning for each choices. Okay, on the reference here, the reference 1, the example 1, you will listen this question. What does the woman say about it? Okay, let's listen to the audio for twice. Listen.
I hear Jan isn't teaching here this term.
That's right. She was fired.
What does the woman say about Jan?
I hear Jan isn't teaching here this term.
That's right. She was fired.
What does the woman say about Jan?
Okay. Let's continue to the last example of the reference question. The last example, still the same with the previous practice. You have to catch the idea of each choices and then listen to the audio. A, on the reference questions here, the choices for A, C thinks his lectures are boring. C thinks his tests are too long for B. And then C doesn't like his choice of the test questions. And then D, she doesn't think he prepares well enough. Okay, there are 4 choices here. Which one is the correct answer related to the reference to examples? Okay, and then the speaker will ask you, what does the woman say about the Professor Conrad's class? Okay, listen to the audio for the last example.
What do you think of Professor Conrad's class?
Well, his lectures are interesting enough, but I think he could choose more appropriate questions for the tests.
What does the woman say about Professor Conrad's class?
What do you think of Professor Conrad's class?
Well, his lectures are interesting enough, but I think he could choose more appropriate questions for the tests.
What does the woman say about Professor Conrad's class?
Okay, students, I think that this is the last of my explanation. You are going to practice more. I will stop sharing. Yeah, thank you. This is my short explanation on the second meeting to understand about the meaning questions and then the implication questions, and also the reference question on the TOEFL test. Okay, now it's time for you to practice more. Yeah, so you are going to practice again, and then by what is it, by downloading, by downloading the practice on Sim Unisula. I upload the audio and also the task items related to the three problems questions, from the TOEFL test. Just about the meaning question, and then the implication question and the reference question. So you will get about 25 questions, among the three questions, among the three problems on the TOEFL test, and then please do your best. Okay, listen to the audio. You can listen many times because this is a kind of practice. This is a kind of practice, but you are going to be tested on the midterm test only once. You don't have any chance to listen for twice, three times, or more. You just listen once for the test. Thank you, Susan. This is my brief explanation about the three problems on the TOEFL. Thank you so much, and we will see you again on the next practice, on the next problem, on the third meeting. Thank you. See you again next week. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day.
Honest.